A Sunny Morning by Serafin Alvarez. Quintero and Joaquin Alvarez Quintero. 1. The Park and Dona Laura's Entrance. The play opens on a bright autumn morning in a peaceful corner of a park in Madrid. A bench stands at the side, and onto the stage enters Dona Laura, a 70-year-old lady of grace and refinement. Though her hair is white, her eyes shine with life and wit. She leans on her maid Petra for support, then dismisses her to meet the park guard. Left alone, she opens a bag of breadcrumbs and begins feeding the pigeons, speaking to them tenderly as if they were her friends. Each bird, she notes, has a character of its own: the greedy, the timid, the bold, the philosopher. This quiet moment reflects her warmth and sharp observation of life. 2. The Arrival of Don Gonzalo. Her peace is soon disturbed by the arrival of Don Gonzalo, another elderly figure of about 70. Unlike Laura, he is irritable, suffering from gout, and heavily reliant on his servant Juanito. Don Gonzalo complains loudly about the lack of benches and drives away Laura's pigeons, to which she reacts indignantly. The two quickly begin quarreling, exchanging sharp remarks about benches, public spaces, and manners. Their stubborn pride is evident in every line. At last, Gonzalo sits at the far end of Laura's bench, muttering under his breath while she refuses to be intimidated. The scene is filled with humor, showing the comical side of two elderly strangers unwilling to yield an inch. 3. Quarrel turns to conversation. As they sit together, their quarrel slowly softens. Don Gonzalo tries to bury himself in a book, wearing several layers of glasses, which makes Laura laugh at his appearance. She teases him, and he defends himself with equal sharpness. Their banter turns playful rather than bitter. Gonzalo offers her a pinch of snuff, which she accepts, and soon they are sneezing together, laughing at the coincidence. What began as a heated exchange transforms into the beginnings of companionship. For the first time, they seem to enjoy each other's company, without admitting it openly. 4. Memories of youth and recognition. Their conversation gradually drifts into the past. Don Gonzalo mentions Valencia, and Laura recalls a villa named Maricela, near the sea where she once spent her youth. At the mention of Maricela, both grow startled, for the place holds powerful memories for each of them. Laura recalls that a beautiful young woman named Laura Llorente once lived there, known to all as the Silver Maiden. Gonzalo, equally moved, confirms that he too remembers her, describing her beauty in glowing detail. Neither admits it aloud, but the audience now understands that these two elderly strangers are the very lovers they are describing. Their recognition is hidden beneath the surface, disguised by their words, yet made clear by their emotions. 5. The Past Love Story. Through their careful words, they retell their old romance as if it were about others. Laura recalls how the gallant horseman used to pass under her window every morning, tossing bouquets of flowers, which she caught and returned in the evening. Gonzalo recalls the rival suitor who tried to win her hand, and the quarrel that led to a duel. He tells how his cousin fought bravely at sunrise on the beach, wounding the merchant and then fleeing to avoid punishment. Laura, pretending to speak of her friend, adds her own ending: the young woman who, in despair, walked to the seashore and was swept away by the waves. Gonzalo, not to be outdone, claims that his cousin died gloriously in war. Each hides the truth of survival. Each invents a noble tragedy, as if unwilling to let the other see how ordinary life turned out after such a passionate youth. 6. The Unspoken Truth. Although they clearly recognize each other, neither dares confess it. Time has changed them too much, and they wish to remain in the memory of the other as youthful lovers, not as aged figures marked by years. They choose silence over confession, preserving their dream. Before leaving, they agree to meet again the next day if the morning is sunny, and Gonzalo promises to bring crumbs for the birds. Their words are light, but their hearts are stirred by deep, unspoken feelings. 7. The violet flowers. Petra returns with a bunch of violets given by the guard, and Laura receives them with delight. As she leaves, some flowers fall to the ground. Gonzalo, trembling with effort, bends to pick them up, and in that instant, Laura turns back and sees him. Their eyes meet, and silently they both understand the truth they had hidden. Yes, it is he. Yes, it is she. With a wave of farewell, they part, smiling as if they were once again the youthful lovers